Sex is great and all, but have you ever worn shorts with built-in underwear? But I better not do that. Hey, gang.
Yo,
What's up, everybody? You already know what it is. I'm Styles the Prophet.
I'm B Show.
And I'm Jonesy.
And we're the fucking basement weirdos, and this is the 4G Audio Podcast. Gang.
Yeah. And I just wanted to take the time real quick to say rest in peace to Susan Frazier. She's a great woman, great mom. And sending much love to our good homie Leo Frazier Image. If you've ever seen him in the comments, show him some love. We're going to pick our brother up when he's down.
Fucking right, man.
Much love, homie.
Rest in peace. I'm sorry to hear, man. Hit me up anytime you want to talk, bro.
We're all here for you, brother. Cheers.
Happy Friday, guys. All right. Without further ado, we got fucking Pic Mayne in the building all the way from fucking Kansas, Missouri.
Hey, what's poppin'?
Thanks for coming
Sorry,
out,
man. Yeah, I fucking took a sip right at that moment. Yeah, man. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good, man. Just enjoying this Canadian lifestyle.
Yeah. How do you like it here, man?
Yeah, I love it out here.
Yeah. Is the temperature like a lot different than there, or not temperature, but like the winter?
It's cold. It's
Yeah.
cold.
And I know whenever we were talking before, you were saying like you guys got snow and shit, but like not as much.
It doesn't go -10, -20. It's a different type of cold out here.
I guess we're a little bit further north too. Makes sense.
Yeah.
We're almost through.
Yeah, we're almost there.
Yeah. Except fucking, I was like, it got warm. Like this is it's probably a couple weeks ago or whatever, but it got warm. I'm like, sweet, yeah, cool. And in my mind, I'm like, it's over. And then I was like, wait, no, it always comes back. It always comes back. It went pretty good for a bit, and then fucking today, was it cold yesterday too? It was either yesterday.
It felt good.
It was either yesterday or today. Yeah. So it was today. I was like, oh shit. I'm like, it's coming. We're gonna get that fucking second winter.
Yeah, it was full spring this week, you know?
Yeah.
Full spring.
Yeah, it felt good.
It did, man. I enjoyed it.
Oh shit, man. You know what?
What's up?
Fucking. It was your birthday not long ago, too.
Yeah.
Shit,
shit,
man. Yeah, you know what's funny, too, is I was reading over the shit you sent us, and then that totally didn't even fucking cross my mind. I was like, hey, man, I'm like, it's fucking, this is 2 weeks ago, but still.
Well, happy belated, bro.
Thank you,
Yeah, man, happy birthday. That's sick.
Hey.
That's what's up.
That's what's up. Appreciate it.
Oh, shit. So, how long you been here now? You've been here for a little
Been
bit?
about 2 months now.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Fuck, so how'd you get here? You
Flew.
flew? Yeah, okay, yeah.
So, pretty hard getting across these borders. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
No doubt. Did they, like, you had to do a whole fucking, like,
Yeah,
quarantine and shit? But, like, was it, like, crazy? Like, were they checking up on you and shit?
Nah, it wasn't crazy. It's just the getting through the security and the immigration at the border is the hard.
Oh,
thing,
yeah,
you
for
know?
sure, yeah.
They kind of treated me bad, and, you know.
Man,
wasn't sure.
It's funny because, like, so I've always been under the impression that it's hard to get into the States from Canada, especially if you have, like, any criminal whatever. Like, you can't, just don't go to the States or whatever, right? And, but then now, like, I hear totally the opposite where people are like, no, man, like, you can't fart wrong. Like, they're like, oh, like, literally that, you farted wrong, like, 2 weeks ago? Like, you cannot cross the border or whatever, right? And I'm like, man, I didn't know it was that bad. Like,
You remember Gucci Man said, I got so many felons, I probably can't get to Canada.
Yeah. And that's
It's
the one where
hard.
he says something. Is that the one where he says something about Drake? He's
Yeah,
like, get some
yeah.
Drake to pull some strings or something
Drake
like
gonna
that.
put some strings. Let me check my calendar.
Yeah, that sucks too, though, man. Because like, there's so many great artists, man. Fucking, I was supposed to see Dipset. A bunch of them didn't get through. Wu-Tang, something happened
right,
too.
Yeah.
Who was it? The fucking Kevin Gates. I don't think he's ever tried, but he just can't do it. There's a bunch of them though, and then yeah, Gucci Mane fucking he fooled everybody. He said he was coming with Mercules. Yeah, it just fucking like didn't do it. But I said from the start, he's not doing it. I'm like, I don't think there's a way that he can do it. And then he made a video saying, I'm cleared, I'm coming to Canada, whatever. And then in the end, he's like, no, couldn't make it. Like,
Trust me, he can come.
yeah,
He got Drake on the side. Drake runs.
true. Yeah, really
Drake
though.
runs this shit. He's the prime minister.
Seriously, man. At the same time, too, fucking it takes a little bit of money, right?
Oh, yeah.
Or not a little bit, but it takes some money.
Yeah.
If you got it, you can do it, man.
Grease the wheels a bit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I kind of see why they do it though. Like, it's trying to uphold that non-violent type of place.
Yeah.
They want to uphold it. But.
Man, in the fucking States, they consider me a violent terrorist or something like that, or like it's something like that. But it's because I have
you look like a
you're on the watch list.
Yeah, man, yeah, and like, and it's just because I have a fucking I have an assault, and then I have like some fucking like weed shit. But it's because the terrorist thing comes from the fucking weed shit, because it wasn't just like I had some weed, and so and then the like violent shit comes from the like assault. So they think I'm just like this crazy animal, like fucking like selling kids drugs and like fucking, like beating people up and shit. But so the point is, so I always thought, in the States it was harder to get there. But I hear it constantly now. They're like, people are like, no, man, like you can't get into Canada. Like, what the fuck?
It's always super intimidating crossing the border. Like, no matter where you're going, I think. Like,
I couldn't imagine, man. I did it one time that I remember. Like, I did it whenever I was a little kid. I fucking barely remember being in the States. But whenever I was fucking like 16 or something like that, I played in a hockey tournament near there, or like near the border, I mean. And we're like, fuck it, let's just go over there for lunch or whatever. So we dipped across, and by the time we got through the lineup and shit and got to the other side, we're like, we have to go back now. Like, we don't have time to eat and shit. And but whenever we pulled up to the first, like, to the Canada side, we like showed our shit, and they like wanted my ID and shit like that. And we're like, we're just going to like have fucking lunch on the other side of the border or whatever, and come back. And they're like, what? And they're like, okay, wait. And like, we had to wait for a bit. They didn't like search us or anything. But then we got to the other side and told them like, like, they said they were going to tell you, like, we're just turning around. They're like, oh, and they were like all suspicious and got our IDs again and shit. And then whenever we like went to the end where you had to like turn around, there was like a wall and shit. A car came out and followed us.
Really, yeah.
And like made sure we were like going back to Canada and shit. Like, so I could see it, man. It's like fucking intimidating. Like, that's fucked.
It's because, in America, like, once you get on our land, it's easy to become a citizen. And
is it, yeah?
Yeah, it's pretty easy. That's why a lot of Mexicans cross the border. That's why it's a big, let's build the wall, because everyone's coming over here, basically.
Right.
So
it's easy. So what's it like here to be a citizen
hard.
here?
It's like you have to fill out the paperwork. Like there, if you're married, if I marry a Canadian in America, she's automatically a U.S.
dual citizen.
She's already
crazy. And which you
and I'm married, so
that's congratulations, by the way. Yeah, man.
Thank you. So
because that was recent too, eh?
Yeah, I mean, November.
Like in the that's cool, man. Sorry, I totally interrupted your story there, but I was just thinking I was
Queen Super.
Yeah, shit. Shout out. She was actually she was supposed to come on the show, and you know what? Now that I think about it, I fucking never contacted her to rebook her.
Oh, so, after the quarantine and stuff.
Yeah. So I'll get at her. But so does that mean that you have it here? It only works like that in the States?
I'm filling out the paperwork.
So you got to do like a test and shit?
Oh, no.
Yeah, like that.
No?
I wish that's how it worked. Because like I'm in this, like I moved here as a kid, so I still don't have like my Canadian citizenship, right? So like, so like, if it was as easy as just getting married and like here's your citizenship, like that'd be dope, because then I'd be a Canadian citizen.
Yeah, true. So it works like that in the States, but not here. So like like they have the green card marriages and shit like that, right?
Yeah. Like a lot of
I didn't know
African people from Africa, Nigeria and stuff, actually pay people big money to get married.
Shit. What if you moved from Canada to the States and then someone married you, but you're a citizen of the States now? Like if I moved, my point is if my friend moved to the States and wanted to make some money off some people. Oh shit.
I see no evil.
Yeah. Oh shit. I'd like to try that.
Hell yeah, that's big money. The citizenship game, big money.
That's funny because there's the mail order brides, like people pay chicks to come over and be their wives. Yeah. But then there's the opposite where people would pay to like come over and
right. They pay men and women. It's men that get offered to marry because it's so bad in these other places. Like they need a refuge.
But it's just like, there's some people that ordered fucking chicks from other countries, like they pay for them. And then there's people that will pay you to take their fucking, like, yeah, for sure, yeah.
You know it.
Yeah. It's all in the paperwork, though. You don't, like, scissor or anything like that.
I'm signing the paperwork. I'm fucking some shit.
But yeah, so fucking tell me a bit. So you were born in Kansas.
Yeah, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri.
And then you went to, so okay, it's split in half, right?
Yeah, so like when Kansas is its own state,
yeah,
Missouri is right next to him. So it's a Kansas City in Kansas, but it's different than Kansas City, Missouri.
Is it split or is it there's two different cities?
Nah, it's split. It's like basically a state line. It's like a borderline.
Yeah.
You can cross and not even know it.
Okay, see, I wasn't sure because I remember from our last episode, I looked it up at some point and was like picturing this in my head, but did I make that shit up? So the point is you live on like the Missouri side.
Yeah, the Missouri side. It's got to show me, you know.
Yeah, that's where Tech 9's from.
Yeah, Tech
is
9.
He? Yeah?
Shout out Tech 9. Shout out my brother's name Busy. He rap with Tech 9 and stuff.
Oh, so yeah.
So he's blowing up.
Strange music.
Yeah, strange. Excuse me. But then you moved to Colorado?
Yes, I moved to Colorado for about 3 years. 4 years.
You went there to do music?
Oh no, my dad been living in Colorado.
Oh, okay, but then you were with the dude there, right?
Yeah, then I started doing music, but I got a homie named Ross Al. He's a Jamaican artist. He goes by Boomski now.
Yeah.
He's still dropping, he's still putting stuff out. So I just basically we start building a group like from there, from Denver.
And that was Pic?
Yep.
Which stands for what again?
The players in charge.
Players in charge. Yeah. Yeah. And then fucking I'm trying not to look at my phone. What was the next one? You made another group.
Yeah. No. So basically my group left me. They not left me, but people grow up, you know. You fall off with music, you got life. So they all left. So I took PIC and made it my name, Pic Mayne.
Yeah.
So that's the player in charge now. So that's basically where my name came from.
It's funny too because whenever I saw the email, I was like, who? And then I was like, oh, and then I was like, Mayne. I'm like, oh, I see. I'm like, I get it.
So if y'all hear me say Maniac, that's my actual rap name I started with. It's Maniac.
Yeah, and then whenever I saw that at first, I was like, oh, that's cool, yeah. And I was like, oh, and it's like, man, like I was like, okay, sick.
I just felt kind of like vengeance, like y'all just leave me out in the dirt. I'm gonna take this name and I'm gonna do whatever I intended to do.
Yeah. But then it was fucking. I'm gonna look at my phone. You did some shit. I'm fucking bad for this. MBH. That's it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So
that's just your.
That's the whole gang group, or not gang, but it stood for.
That's the attitude.
My brotherhood, and money before hoes.
Yeah.
As in hoes, anything that'll bring us down. Like we're going for whatever we consider the money. Mm-hmm. So that's been a group. It's still the group, you know. It's the entertainment company now. So
nice. Yeah. And then fucking, do you still do the fucking? The
Maniac show.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm trying to. I don't know. I was just trying branding, trying to do different things. Honestly,
well, you definitely made some noise though. I mean, like you fucking got some attention, right? Like,
oh man. You know, once consistency, like when you're consistent at something, no matter what it is, if you're consistent, you're gonna bring that following. So,
right.
That's what happened. Had the little splurge for a second, you know, like that's all I needed for real.
So what was the Maniac show? It was just like you talking.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, nah, it's everything, man. Yeah. Everything. Like, I got a thing on there. Got the conspiracy. Gotta have conspiracy. Yeah. I'm the biggest conspiracy theorist in the world. So I got a trolls network, right? And it's like people think it's trolling, but it's basically promoting our music. Like we had Queen's Flip screaming "Let Me Fall," and that's Vontae's album. So we had him screaming it. Like it's like just annoy people enough to where they'll love you, I guess.
Yeah.
So we had episodes like that. It's all kind of episodes, but really, I'm just putting out content. I'm doing vlogs. I like to just want to put out content. I want to do everything. I don't want to just be a rapper or just a producer. Like I want to do it all. Like
Yeah. Well, at the same time too, like I've been talking about this too. Is like it's there might not be somebody that fucking found you because of your rap, or maybe doesn't even like your music or whatever. But they like the videos that you do, or they like the certain other things that you do, because you have all these fucking different pieces of content, and this one guy comes and watches just this, but that's numbers and votes for you. But this guy fucking only comes to watch this, or this guy comes to watch it all, or like whatever, right? So then you have like more to choose from, because then if you're just like that one fucking thing, it's like, oh, next, like whatever, right? But it's like, oh, what's this video he's got? Oh, what's this other thing? Like, oh, what's he doing here? Like,
they'll be more engaged. Like I follow like the blueprint of like academics.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too.
He has a following. He can get out here. He can get on Instagram and say, "Hey y'all, go to so and so's page and throw corn emojis all over it."
Yeah,
they're gonna do it until these people shut down their page.
Yeah,
like, and it's like whenever you have a cult following, they're not just looking at you for the music. They're loving you, whatever you got going, you know. So
that's like the definition of an influencer, though, right? Like,
yeah,
that's why.
Yeah, well, and that's what
influencing a mass amount of people to follow whatever you're doing or saying, or
whatever that's right.
It is, so.
Yeah, and like that's kind of what Ocean was saying. The Ocean was saying last weekend, I think it was.
Yeah.
About how he wasn't saying that exactly, but he was saying that how he doesn't have like a huge following, or he doesn't think he has a huge following.
Yes.
But all of those people are engaged, like they all follow him and like know what he's doing and like what he's doing or whatever. Right. Whereas like you're saying, like it's like, you know, he could say one thing and they're all like, yes, we're gonna do this for you or whatever, right? And but point is that comes from being fucking genuine to yourself, like, because then they like see that, right? But I fucking, if you can get that, that's like the best, right? Because it's fucking so many people, like there's like they kind of half-ass, like, oh, I kind of like follow this dude, or I kind of like listen to this shit, or like whatever. But the people that are like, I'm gonna go do this, like the Nelk Boys, they say some shit, I'm like, I'm gonna go do that. Like you said, go put the corn emojis or whatever, I'm gonna go do that. And it's like they got that fucking that like real connection with their people and shit, right?
You got rappers that's like million streams, but they can't pull 100,000 on live.
Yeah.
You know, they're barely pulling 1,000, and you have people that's nobody's getting 3,000 on live. So it's like the engagement, like how can you attract these people all around the board?
Yeah.
So that's my focus.
Yeah, and not just get them to fucking follow you, but to fucking actually like cult following type shit. Like
engage and all that. Want to be a part of the brand.
Gonna be that character and shit.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing for us to do, though. Like, because a lot of people are gonna watch us and they're just gonna sit back until we get popping, and then they'll be all over it. Oh, you know, fire emoji. You know, like it's weird. It's like me. I'm the type of person. I don't care if you have 200 followers. If I see you pushing music, I will share it. Like, I don't have a lot of followers, but I have a lot of reach. Like, a lot of my followers, like, they have 50,000, 100,000 followers, and it's like, I'm gonna be on one day. So I want everyone to be on. That's my goal.
Yo, man, I fucking made a post the other day. I tagged Ike Taylor in it. He's like a football player. He was on this show that I watched. I fucking tagged him in it, and he fucking shared it. I think he's only got like 65,000 or some shit, but still, I was like, oh my god, like, holy shit. Is he? Yeah?
I think so.
Okay, yeah. And I was like, oh shit, as if. And you know what, man? Actually, fucking right now, everyone in this room and everyone watching this right now, if you yourself are not interested in this, tell your fucking friends. I have a video that I can show you, and it's got this fucking, the guy singing a song in it, and they were like jokingly talking about making this song into a song, and I was like, man, if you make this into a song, put some auto-tune on it or whatever, and put a beat to it, and tag these guys in it, they have enough fucking, like, it was Pat McAfee show.
Okay.
And he fucking he's got this like cult following, right? So if you share it, like, eventually one of those guys is gonna see it and then share it, or it might blow up or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But I can't do that myself, so I was like, anyone take this idea and like do it.
Right.
And then, like I said, I tagged him in it and he shared it. I'm like, oh my god, that's so sick. But at the same time, if anybody wants to do that, hit me up. I'll show you the video.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like the trend culture, though, right? Like, as soon as you can get something like to be a meme or to be trending, like
Yeah.
it's like it just goes like fire.
Yeah.
Like everybody starts copying it, and then like you say, if the creator of it or like someone that's like really big that has done it, and they see yours or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a
Get the attention, man.
way to get that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But the thing is a lot of these people are just trying to get that attention and then nothing, right? Then they don't have anything. But if you do that, if you make that step and you do that thing, and now everyone turns and looks at you, hopefully you should have something there for them to look at, right? So like I said, there's a bunch of people that are just like, oh, I'll do this thing and like pop off, but like what do you do, or like what do you have that they're going to be interested in?
But can you like parlay that into something?
Exactly, yeah. So then like, so I guess what I'm saying is like, I kind of don't really like when people are just like, oh, I'm just trying to get some clout for no reason. But if you're like fucking rapper or whatever, you're like endorsing something that you like have, and you go and make like this fucking TikTok that blows up, or you make this thing in order to get that clout or whatever, then cool, good for you, right? Like whatever. But if you're just doing it just for that, like you said, that 15 minutes, then like you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
Bring something with you, you know? Like
Yeah, but we're in a microwave era. If they give me 15 minutes, I'm taking it.
Oh, absolutely. And I think most people that get that 15 minutes more often than not get it completely by accident. You know what I mean? It's the ones that are really trying and like dedicating and like, you know what I mean? Unfortunately,
me.
Like, that's just the way I see
I've
it.
been I've been trying. Like can't
The
make a
harder you
hit.
try,
I need to make a hit.
It's the ones that do it completely.
Look at Designer. He got a hit, and now he got a hit sounding like Future, and now he can't get it back on.
what was his first fucking? Not his first, but what was the
Panda?
Yeah. Was he the one that sang Gas Pedal?
No, I don't know.
No, Gas. Oh, that's Sage the Gemini. Sorry, yeah, but yeah, no. So, but that's the thing is that's another thing that we've been talking about recently on here is that fucking idea of, are you gonna like catch this wave and try and make that sound like you said, do the fucking Future thing and sound this way, and then like fizzle out, or like are you just gonna like do it for you and like that will get you like farther away or farther, you know what I mean? Especially because that will also help you gain those followers because they see that you didn't just hit that trend and then like fizzle out, right? Like they're like, hey, I like this guy because he's saying this or he's doing this or like he's doing his thing, right?
Originality.
I may have like briefed that up too much, but that's something that we talk about on here.
That's what I do. I'm trying to like, I want to make emotional music. Like I want to make, you know, like I'm like an emo type of rapper.
Yeah.
Because everyone else is just here and gone. But Eminem, you gonna remember Cleaning Out My Closet. Songs like that last forever.
That's longevity.
Yeah,
like,
man, my dad. My dad probably can't name or stand listening to any rap song ever invented or fucking whatever. But Cleaning Out My Closet, yeah, I love that song. Like whenever it was big, we were at a fucking place in Tromba and we were having pizza and shit, and it was like all these guys there, the people that worked there were like skaters and shit, and there's like graffiti all over the walls and shit. Like it was like a cool place. And he's like, man, can you put that song back on? And like they must have played it 3 or 4 times for him while we were sitting there. But yeah, he loves that too. But like you said,
a good one.
I know, yeah, like everyone remembers that song. Like even my fucking dad. Like,
it's music that lasts forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's got a lot of it.
It's true.
Longevity.
But yeah, that's just it, right?
Not following trends, I suppose, being original and if
but even too, like catch a wave here and there.
Yeah, that's
but
right.
Like, but if your sole goal is again, like you said, fucking with the designer thing, it's like, boom, like hit that thing, but he didn't bring anything with him to be like, this is what I'm doing. It was just like you did a thing.
Yeah.
Like
he went all his interviews like now he's talking like, hey, Kanye didn't give me the opportunity. I didn't like now why didn't you do this? You know, start talking. Yeah. Show your personality then so you can take that 15 minutes, make it an hour. So
true, yeah. Well, and they were probably what it was is fucking go. There was like they were like, hey, go do this, go act like this, or like go be this guy or whatever.
For
right?
Sure.
What do you think of Kanye though? You like Kanye?
I love Kanye.
Yeah? Like all the way through.
I love Kanye.
Okay.
Yeah, people. All right. Like I say, I'm a conspiracy theorist, right?
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
I will go against the grain. So
what's that? Sorry.
He said he's a conspiracy theorist, like Jones.
Oh yeah, that's
a little bit, yeah.
All right, so Kanye, what he's doing right now is what nobody else in the industry is doing. He's taking that money that he's making from this and actually investing in land, not buying mansions. He has land in Wyoming.
Man, the dude has fucking over 12,000 either acres or hectares of fucking like ranch land and shit like that. But it's two different places. Like it's 12,000 fucking acres. Two different places.
He owns mountains. It's just
that's smart, man. Like investing in like a scarce asset. It's like land. There's only so much to go around. You can own a big portion of it. It's only ever gonna.
He's been promoting these. True. He's been promoting these bulletproof cars, right? These big trucks. He's been gifting all the rappers.
Yo, I saw an interview that they had the fucking. He was laying on top of it, and they were talking
like Chris Brown, 2 Chainz, all these.
Playboy Cardi, I think. Got one.
Yep, Playboy Cardi, because he did his album. He was executive producer. Like, so it's like the little steps he's taking is like real eye opening. Like, what do you know that we don't know? What are you planning for? Like, so you're planning for something. You know something.
But like. So my thing is like, so whenever I ask you that, like, what do you think Kanye is? Like, not that I don't like Kanye. It's just now I'm not like, I'm unsure of him. Like, I don't really like fuck with him or whatever. But like, I remember like, my memory's bad. What was the first big album he had? It's like Jesus Walks and shit on it. And
no,
like,
that's old. That's like later. That's later.
That was later?
Yeah.
Okay. So, no,
Jesus, or wait a minute,
Either way, it was maybe it's through the wire, maybe.
Yeah, no, 808s and Heartbreaks.
Yeah, okay, I think that's what I'm thinking of, and that was the one in my mind that like at least I first heard, or that was like got him like kind of big or whatever. But then I remember he made that, and then I remember I was like, okay, cool, yeah, I fuck with him. He was on like every DJ Khaled song, and I was like, yeah, I fuck with this dude, like yeah, whatever. And then. Whenever his mom died, so the thing is too is his mom died. She was getting surgery that like he paid for, but it was like cosmetic surgery shit, and she like died or whatever.
Really,
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
she's getting her titties.
And he married a Kardashian.
Yeah, and so, but point is like, man, that's got to weigh on you, right? Like, fucking your mom's like, hey, can I have this thing? And like, here's the money to do it, and she dies doing it.
Yeah.
So then it's like, okay, that's got to weigh on you. But then, man, honestly, if they could show his like career from then to now in a fucking like quick episode or a movie or some shit like that, just like key points, he like went a different way after his mom died. Like he kind of fucking went wild. But like, and the thing is, not that I don't like him or whatever, like he's definitely doing his thing. I just actually found out not long ago how much he's worth, and it's way more than anyone would ever imagine someone being worth that was just asking everyone for money not long ago. But point is like, whatever, I respect him and shit, but I just now I'm kind of like, cool, like do that over there, like whatever you're gonna do,
So my thing is, we can never believe the internet. Even if he is on there saying, Mark Zuckerberg, give me 500 million. We don't know what's really going on. He's on the internet saying that. We got everything we see, they let us see.
True.
So when they say he's going crazy, they say he hasn't fell off as far as musically. He's fell off because he has so many other ventures. He never used to write anyway. He just produced the beat. So all the lyrics we heard wasn't really just his lyrics. So it's like when you miss the old Kanye, you miss his old writers.
True. Yeah, so I feel that.
It's like the mentality he has is like what everyone needs to have in this industry. He says what he wants. He does what he wants.
And that's like I said too, like I respect him, he does his thing. Well, and I forget what it was, man. He was worth fucking
300 billion. 300 million.
No, it's
no,
like,
man. It was
like billion or something.
12 billion.
He was in the billion.
It's definitely in the billion.
The billions.
It's because of the Yeezy
sneakers.
Brand.
How much is Kanye West worth?
But I heard too, like there was one outrageous one. That
it's 1.8 billion.
1.8.
But I fucking was like, man, what the fuck? I'm like I said, for somebody who was like just asking for money, and like you said, like maybe it was just like portrayed that way, but like there was like a whole plan of like what he was gonna do with the money, and like he was like building some crazy fucking like $57 million fucking house or some shit like that, had like 2 theaters and all this shit.
Wow.
And like again, like I will say I can't like confirm that was like 100% factional, but factual, factional, but so yeah, I guess now that you say that, I can't really confirm that, but at the same time, if you think like if that was true, and think like someone that's worth that much money, you were just asking everyone for money, you know, like. So that's why whenever I heard it, I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
but he's worth that much, and the shoe haven't even came out yet. It haven't came out, so they're projecting basically.
Fucking hate.
That's not a big thing.
That's true too.
It's all on company. It's not like he has like that.
Oh, he doesn't.
He
might have fucking like, $5,000 in the bank. Right? You know,
he got some money though. He got some.
Oh, for sure. But point is, like, yeah, I think what you were trying to say is like, yeah, he doesn't like have that like fucking.
Ready.
It's the same as like when they do like Jeff Bezos is like insane fucking hundreds of billions.
Yeah, if he sells fucking
like
Amazon or like
worth of shares and it's not like. And it's all tied up in assets, usually like property or this or that.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like he's got. And I'm sure he does have an insane bank.
For sure, he's probably got a couple. But yeah, for sure, it's like it's all of it's fucking. He's got fucking $5 million house here, $10 million house here, and Amazon or like whatever, like but yeah, but. Either way, still, I was like, man, that's pretty crazy. Like, I didn't think that he was worth that much. And then, like I said, I was also under the impression he was like going around asking everyone for money not long ago. So, thinking that way, but
I think he was throwing off the tax evasion. He started hanging with Trump, and then all of a sudden he learned the game. Hey, I'm broke. Help me. I need $500 million. I am broke.
That's hilarious. He's probably not far off the truth.
Man,
damn right.
Well, seriously though.
Yeah. Kanye's high on my list. Like, he's high on my list.
So my buddy a long time ago bought this shirt. It was like big ass fucking whenever like everyone was wearing like big ass baggy shirts and shit. And he gave it to me a few years ago. I was wearing it a little bit and fucking, but it was from like 2006 or something like that. But it has it's like Wanted, and it's got 4 different rappers on it, and it's like Joel Santana and like whatever. But it's all like cartoons, and one of them is fucking Kanye West. Yeah. And so like. I'd always say to people like, oh, like, who's that? I'm like, oh, it's this and this and I'm like, and Kanye. And I'm like, but like, it's old Kanye. I'm like, this is an old shirt. I'm like, it's old Kanye.
The fat cheek Kanye.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
fuck. I didn't know it was fucking titty surgery though. I kue it was some kind of cosmetic surgery or like fucking crazy. Whatever implant shit. But that's wild. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, here we are.
He said he went through hella depression when his mama passed. But I just want him to, like, you know, get back to them All Fall Down type of songs, you know, just because I love Kanye's music, you know. Mm-hmm. He gets back to them, and he got the people back wrapped around his finger, you know.
Yeah. I used to really hate on Kanye, but I've kind of been like, all right, like, I see what you're doing, but I'm kind of the same as Styles. Like, I don't really pay attention, but yeah.
Yeah, like, he doesn't upset me that he's alive, but I just, like, I'm like, whatever.
Well, when he was doing the whole I'm Jesus thing and all that, I was like, buddy, you're just fucked, you know? I used to actually say that, like, I hate Kanye, but...
Why can't he be called himself Jesus?
Well, exactly, yeah.
Jesus, who was Jesus? Nah, you're right.
I'm
just kidding.
I mean, like, we are. I will say though, we are our own Jesus, or not Jesus, but God. Like we are our own.
We're the commander of our own vessels.
Like them stories of the Bibles is the stories we're seeing and recording every day. So it has to be a new Jesus. I'm not saying Kanye is, because I know a guy named Dane Calloway that I feel like is like Jesus to like. To the area he's in. He's like, he teaches that African Americans didn't come from Africa and that they were actually the Native Americans. So I feel like for what he's doing, he's like a Jesus to me. You know?
Yeah. It's like I believe the Rastafarians believe that Jesus came back already. And it was
Haile Selassie.
Yeah. And when he died, man, so there's a story, and again, I read this on the internet, so I don't fucking know, but there's a story apparently that fucking Rita Marley got a phone call from Bob Marley. He was in the States doing some shit. And you know how, like, in the Bible, they talk about Jesus coming home and, like, he's on the fucking donkey and they put the palms down in front of him or whatever. And everyone's out, like, praising him or whatever. So they were doing this with this fucking guy, with Ali Selassie. And so Bob Marley called his wife and was like, hey, like, go check this out on Sunday or whatever, right? So she went out and she, like, watched or whatever, right? And he stopped on this, like, little parade and walked up to her and, like, said some shit to her. I forget what he said, but whatever she said, again, like, when I say this, I did read it on the internet, so I don't know if it's true, but I guess whatever he said was something to do with, like your husband sent you, or, like, whatever, right? Like, referencing something that, like, whoa, what the fuck? And he held out his hands, and he had the holes in his hands, and he lifted up his shirt, and he had the fucking sword in his side or whatever. And then whenever he died, like, marijuana grew on his grave, so they believed that he, like, brought them that, or was like giving them that or something that. Again, too, I read a bunch about, like, all this shit and like different religions and shit like that. But again, I did read all of that on the internet, so I don't know. But
story for sure.
But either way, so they do. I believe the true part of all of that is that they do believe that this guy was the return of Jesus.
That's like the Muslims believe Muhammad. The Nation of Islam in America, like the Nation of Islam, we believe that Elijah Muhammad was God in person. He had came back as God in person. You know, Farad Muhammad was actually the actual God.
Oh yeah.
It's like it's a lot of different beliefs for the same goal. So it's like it gets you circled, like going to. It's one God, it's one place. If we're gonna die,
I think it's all metaphors for shit.
We gonna die, like shit. Everybody's gonna die.
Yeah, that's it.
The fuck.
Maybe
that's the only 100% in life is you're gonna die.
They get killed over religion. It's like it's hard to just say that, you know, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. It's hard because it's like people die over religion. It's like, what is it really worth? Like.
It's definitely done a lot of, like, harm, actually, if you really think about religions, you know.
Well, especially, too, because it's just, like, a belief thing. It's like, you believe in ghosts? Like, we're fucking in a war or whatever, right? It's like, what? Like, the fuck? You believe in unicorns? It's over. Like, killing all the 8-year-olds and shit. Like,
it's true, though. Like, it's just fucked.
I mean, like not to say that it hasn't done some good as well, right? But, like,
sure,
if you think about it in, like, a historically...
But
time period.
Religion's the biggest business in the world.
One of the biggest. Yeah.
My thing was what I kept saying at the beginning of Corona, right? They kept saying, "Let's close down the churches. Close down the churches." I'm like, I thought you can pray and just get rid of it. Like, it doesn't work like that. Like,
I said that at the start.
You should be praying. Like, why are y'all closed? This is where we need God.
Yeah,
every church should be open. Like,
in theory, shouldn't we be able to pray this thing away? Like,
like, bro, prayer doesn't work like that. Oh, okay. So what are we doing this for? Like, you know,
right?
It's for a better afterlife, I guess. Apparently, I don't know. It's funny too, because, like, so I was brought up like Catholic or whatever, and, like, so I learned that shit, and then, like, beyond, like, I didn't even do, like, world religion shit in high school or anything, but beyond, like, high school, I, like, literally, like, I like to learn shit, right? So I would go online and, like, look shit up, and, like, even too, I was telling Yardy one time, because I was saying I used to have dreadlocks, and I was saying that I fucking actually went, like, hey man, if I'm gonna be doing this, like, I should probably look into, like, what this represents and, like, what's going on here, you know? And then I actually started looking into Rastafarianism, and then I started looking into all different, like, kinds of religions and, like, whatever, blah, 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 and take my own, like, theories on different shit. And literally, man, it's just my like, beliefs, or, like, what I, like, kind of think is going on is, like, a mix of just a bunch of religions. Like, I'm, like, Buddhist, Rastafarian, like, Jesus, or not Jesus, like, Christian, Catholic, or whatever, you know what I mean? So I'm just, like, all these things, but I don't, like, sit down and pray. I don't, like, go to church anymore or anything, or, like, whatever. I don't, like, practice them. It's just the ideals the ideas or whatever, ideologies and shit like that from some of them I take on.
Right.
Like, I didn't even know this, but I found out that like Buddhists believe that you come back as the same person, but you just have a better or worse life. I'm like, so this is something my dad actually fucking like kind of like get like and I was like, whoa, and I kind of believe in that too. But I'm like, whoa, I didn't even know that was like Buddhist. I'm like, I just thought like, cool idea, Dad. Like, maybe, And I'm like, oh, it's like a Buddhist thing or whatever, right? So point is like my like religion or like what I like subscribe to, as you'd say, is just a mash of everything. Like, oh yeah, like that and this and like whatever, And not just because they're convenient, like just because I'm like, hey, that makes fucking sense, man. Like,
yeah. And like you say, it's like it's good to get a view of like a bunch of different religions. The fact that you've like.
Yeah.
You're taught as a kid at like one religion, and then you looked into another one and another one, and it's like the people that are like so. I was watching this thing today, and it's just crazy. Like like the show The Wife Swap.
Yeah.
So there's this one family that's crazy religious, and she's like big fat ugly woman. Like, not to be disrespectful, but like she's like screaming and yelling about this other person who's in their house and. Oh, they're not a Christian. You're like, get out of my house, like get that.
Oh yeah.
It's just like screaming like crazy. It's like you look like the most ungodly person ever, and you're using your religion as a shield to say and do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I look at it like, I think about animals. I just wonder why we feel we're so much better, even though we're civilized, but we feel we're better than animals. But you don't have to tell an animal anything. Like, it knows what type of animal to eat. It knows, like, you don't have to tell an animal when to pray. You don't have to. They don't. They're
True that, but if you left a fucking baby out, it would need to be fucking told what, when, and how to do it until it got the idea. So now they say, like, not to say that we're like dumb,
but if they wouldn't have told us, like, hey, y'all have to pray, y'all have to do this, you have to do that, we wouldn't even care.
Exactly.
Like, we wouldn't care. Yeah. So it's like,
it's there because it was told.
Yeah.
Well, especially like Christianity, especially like there's like tribes all over the planet that got slaughtered.
Right.
Like that's legit.
No, yeah.
How it happened. Like,
man.
They
well,
just went and said, you're gonna be part of our religion now.
St. Patrick.
Burn your books. Forget your language. Like.
St. Patrick's Day is the day that he, like, I found out, I read a thing that said he would, like, a long time ago, I read a thing that, because I'm Irish, so I was like, I want to see what this is about. It said that he fucking, like, chased the snakes out of Ireland or whatever, and, like, saved Ireland from the snakes. Mm-hmm. Well, then I later found out that the snakes weren't snakes. They were fucking, like, the British or whatever, or, like, another religion or whatever. And, like, I think it's a Catholic Protestant there or something like that. And what he did was he fucking pushed his religion and pushed all the other people out. So he, like, chased the snakes away. And I was like, whoa, wait a second. I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, so, and again, too, it's like, it's almost like literally like a mafia thing. Like, no, like, this is my money or like whatever, right? Like, this is my congregation.
Yeah. And they didn't push them away, they killed them.
Well, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
They killed them all.
But like, yeah, exactly. I'm like, wait a sec. I'm like, man, like, St. Patty's Day is actually just like a pretty, like, kind of crazy celebration. Like,
a lot of holidays.
This guy. Like, good for this guy. And I'm like, wait, they're talking about like, and like, they didn't put it that way. Like, they don't mention like all the like warring and killing or anything, but like, they mention that like, yeah, he like changed everyone or pushed them out or whatever, right? And like, that's what I take from, like, no, I'm like, he fucking killed everyone, or like, this is like, that's not a good thing. They're like, hurrah, like, we're all Catholic now.
Yeah. I just look at it like, in the Bible it says, like, you know, slavery is cool, little stuff like that. Like, you must not, you can beat your slave, but don't kill your slave. It's like books in the Bible, and it's like, why would I want that? Like, do anybody know where?
But like, they stole
Christianity where it's derived from?
I don't think so. No.
You know Constantine. Like,
I know the name, but I don't know him.
That's where Christianity came from. They just flipped that cross upside down. The cross used to be their cross is low. You know, like,
right.
So they just flipped the cross over.
Like the Antichrist cross.
It's all for separation. That's what it is.
It's true, though, yeah.
Separate people.
It's crazy. Well, and like you said, like, so, like, the other thing too is like there is a lot of stuff in the Bible, probably in like most like fucking religious books and shit like that, that don't line up with like reality nowadays. Like, man, back in the day they would like stone you for shit. Like, fucking your like wife cheats on you or something. Well, maybe you should stone them, but sorry, I swear to God, I'm joking. Don't send the cops.
Cancel.
But yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Cancel.
But like. But you know what I mean is like, yeah, I'm like, well, that's fucked up, you know. And like I think the other thing too is like the fucking, especially with the Catholic Bible, it's been translated so much, right? And I mean, like, I'm sure it's not too far off of the real thing, but I feel like some of it was like,
I'm pretty sure it's been completely like, didn't King James like completely rewrite the Bible?
But isn't that a different religion though? But isn't that a different religion?
No doubt, man.
Like, who was King James? They say he was a rapist, murderer, and all this other, like.
Just like the rest of them.
Hey, Hobson got this line, like, I'm tired of all these different religions with different descriptions, begging all fucking men and women to listen. I can't even beat my dick without getting convicted. Like, damn, like, you right, man. If I do this, I'm in trouble with God. Like, okay.
Shit. You fuck with Hobson though, yeah?
Oh,
obviously,
man, Hobson Cole, Hobson Cole.
Man,
fucking right.
I was in a fucking what are the breakfast restaurants?
Denny's, wasn't it?
No, it doesn't matter, but I want to remember for
this.
Cora, thank you, yeah. So I was with a buddy, we were working in Barrie, and it's like 5 hours maybe from here or some shit, and like west, and so fucking we're working there, we're staying in hotels and shit like that, and the one day I think it was raining or something, and we just didn't go to work or whatever, right? Or anyway, so we're hanging out. He's like, man, you want to go to breakfast, blah blah blah. He's like, man, there's a Cora's down on the next exit. So I'm like, yeah, let's go there. Yeah. So we go down. I even remember kind of being like, okay, if we don't go now, we're not going. So I remember getting up, being like, okay, let's go. And so we go there and we sit down for breakfast. And me and my buddy, so I'm also from like small little town and shit. So my buddy drives like a fucking like big like monster truck looking thing, and he's like super hick kind of dude.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there and we're sitting on this little table across from each other, and I'm looking behind him, and there's a table full of dudes behind him, and fucking. One of them was Hobson, right? But I didn't know this at first, and I'm looking, thinking like, man, that guy kind of looks like Hobson. Like, what's going on? I'm like, who are these guys? Like, they all look like pretty bad motherfuckers, you know? Who are these guys? Like, what's going on? And my buddy keeps like looking, like, what are you looking at? You know, he's like, man, he's like, stop it, man. And I'm like, man, no, I think that. He's like, but just stop. I'm like, man, like, what the fuck? And then finally, he's like, man, he's like, it's gotten to the point. He's like, I'm not like helping you in this situation, man. He's like, I'm just gonna step aside. I'm like, no, but I think that, and I didn't have data on my phone. And I couldn't get onto the Cora internet. So I texted this girl I was dating at the time, like, yo, I'm like, I think Hobson's sitting. And I explained the situation. So right away, boom, sends me a picture. I look at it. I'm like, oh my God. I stood up in the middle of the restaurant. I'm like, that's Hobson. But he was already leaving the restaurant because I looked. I'm like, wait, where'd he go? And he was walking out the restaurant. And I was going to run after him, but everyone was now staring at me. And I'm standing in the middle of the restaurant and just like, that's him. And then the waitress came over, was talking to me, and she's like, she's like, I don't know who he is, but she's like, the chef came out and like asked if he could take a picture and shit. She's like, do you know him? I'm like, yeah, fuck, obviously, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's crazy.
This is timing. Timing is everything.
Literally,
right place, right time.
A week before that, like almost to the fucking like hour, fucking, I jumped out of the. We came out of the hotel room.
Yeah.
We came out of the hotel room, and Swisha T was standing there at the escalator or the elevator.
Oh,
sorry,
that's right.
Yeah. And that was, like I said, that was literally like a week, like within like an hour or two.
Yeah. Fucking right. Yo, we got Leo up in the comments.
Gang.
Yo, much love, bro.
Hey.
Shout out Leo.
If you did check the start out.
Yeah, much love, homie.
But yeah. We all here for you, brother.
Yeah, get at me anytime. You already know what it does. Like you said, help them up when they're down, man.
That's right, man. Fucking right. That's right. Huge supporter.
Shit, you know what? I just want to say shout out to fucking Burrow Media, Platinum Tattoos, fucking Twigs the Engineer, Bully Zone, Nico Poster Boy, gang. We were over there chilling out, fucking discussing some shit, and they were nice enough to give me some money. So thank you very much.
Shout out to those guys.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Rolling a little dice and fucking, Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Always, man, always.
But yeah, have you been up there yet? To this?
Oh no, I'm gonna go check it out.
The Burrow opens April 1st or whatever,
yeah.
but there's still the tattoo shop and shit. But they'll give you a tour, that's for sure.
Okay.
Fucking Twigs is always there, like doing something, fiddling with his wires.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, it's actually it's a real sick setup.
Yeah, it's hot in there though. Yeah.
I love the heat.
Oh yeah, you're probably dying too, eh? You're like just ready for the summer.
I'm ready for the summer, man.
Man, I feel like that's the theme lately. Like I heard a lot of people saying, like, was it you guys saying, or maybe it was before, but somebody was like, yeah, like I'm fucking ready for summer. Like, it's
oh yeah, fuck it, it's probably me. I'm ready for summer, big time.
Ready to hit up these shows. Ready to get some shit popping for real.
Hell yeah.
Oh, the burp coming is not coming. But yeah, so you also, it's like not coming. So you're into sports and shit too. So
oh man,
you play football at first?
Yeah, I played football. I played football, but my love is baseball.
Yeah, what'd you play? What position?
Center field,
Nice.
all up the middle, catcher, shortstop, second, center.
Okay,
Nice.
yeah. It's nice catching the ball in the center field.
Yeah.
If they come to you like that, though.
I should have went to the league somewhere like that.
Yeah?
I should have did something, but
What was like the highest you played?
just high school.
Okay.
Then right after high school, I went to the army, so I, it kind of slowed my life, all the other mess down.
Man, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think you mentioned the army in here.
I thought so. Well,
Maybe
yeah,
I might have skimmed it too quick. So I mean, tell me about that, because I fucking how is it in the States?
Oh man, I didn't go to war.
Did you, yeah,
But
did you just do the like?
I'm 25 uniform signal support, and that's like communications. Like
Okay.
So if it's wartime, I will be the one with the RTO, the radio on my back.
Yeah.
The worst.
I was just gonna say, that's like the drummer boy, pretty much.
Oh
like,
man, it's the worst. You got the antenna. They see you. So
yeah.
life expectancy was like 6.5 seconds if we went to war. So I just got blessed. I got blessed.
0.5 seconds,
Bro. That's
some good odds, right?
come on.
That's nuts.
Yeah. It's communication. You knock out communication, you knock out a whole.
Oh, for
platoon.
sure, it's
So,
over. Yeah.
That's what they aim for first. So I was in infantry unit. So basically, I trained for 4 years straight. I just trained.
So like a basic training type shit.
No. I'm talking about like on the job training.
You were actually. Oh yeah.
I was
yeah,
just
sorry,
in the
yeah.
States. I didn't go to Afghanistan
Yeah,
or
yeah.
anything like that. So I got blessed, to be honest, man. I wasn't. They threw a bonus in my face and I took it. Like that's why I joined the military, was for the bonus. I wasn't this diehard, I love my country type of person.
Yeah.
So really, they threw that bonus. I was like,
That's how they get most of people.
20,000.
I want a bonus.
Yep, I'm signing on. I got it. Like that's what I did it for.
Shit.
But I learned a lot. So
I want a bonus. God damn.
Yeah.
swap that for your life. You want
Yeah,
your life.
seriously. Yeah.
Nah.
Shit. I know a couple guys that fucking are in the military and shit like that. I only know like maybe like 5 or 6 of them, but like only like 2 of them actually were like in active duty or whatever you call it. But my dad's buddy actually, he's retired obviously now, but he fucking did something like 110 jumps or something like that, maybe more. Yeah, but he did like everything though. He said he switched and like because he wanted to do like he literally wanted to do that since he was a kid, and so he like went and like did like everything. But he did like I forget what the number was, but I think it's like around 110 or something like that. And fucking like over 100 of them were with the chutes that are just like the like you'd see they drop Dumbo with like just the big round one.
Yeah.
They don't have like the fucking like the cargo chutes or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
So you don't know where you're going. Like,
Yeah, you just
fall,
land.
you throw your fucking rucksack off and it's on a tether and it goes down. And
Aerosoft.
when it hits the ground, you know that you have so much time before you're gonna hit the ground because you're at night or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So you hear that, doof. You're like, okay, I'm coming to the ground or whatever.
Yeah.
And sometimes you hear through the trees, and you're like, oh, it's over. Yeah.
That'd be fucking the way to go, eh?
But yeah, I think that'd be crazy. I know a guy went over to Afghanistan, but he wasn't even like in the military. He was like with the military. Like he wasn't like signed up in the military, but he was like doing some work, like probably subbed from the military or whatever.
Right.
But it was like some fucking, I don't know. He was like cleaning or just, like taking down all the shit that was there or something like that.
I got mixed thoughts about it. I really don't feel that the military is doing good for the people. They're doing good for the people that's in control. True. So it's like if we hear right, and all our homies and shit is in the military, but if they came here, them the same ones that be holding a gun to our face, looking at us, and they can't do nothing about it because they under orders. Yeah, it's all bro, the military is what. They didn't. It's like a gang, basically. It's they goons. It's
well, and like in Canada's more like peacekeeper type shit, right? And then where in the States, I find the States is like out, like they're like out, like lashing at people. You know what I mean? And like it's like the other thing too is like, so one of my buddies made this valid point. He goes, if I come to your house. And, like, he's like, you're raising your son and you're doing life this certain way. He's like, and I walk into your house and I tell you that, you're doing it wrong and you have to do it this way. And he's like, and you punch me in the face. He's like, who's the terrorist? He's like, you or me. And I'm like, well, I know you want me to say you, but, like, what's your reasoning? He's like, well, that's what the States is doing, is they're going to other countries saying, oh, we got to help them because this is happening. But they're going over there and going, like, do it this way or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And we'll take your oil too, right? But do it this way or whatever, right? And then they're lashing out, being like, no, or, like, protecting themselves or whatever, right? And then now we have this war or whatever. And, like, I don't know if that's, like, factual, but
you almost got it. But,
like, but the way he said that, I'm like, man, like, that makes so much sense, man. Like, so then to have now you have a bunch of minions under you that like you have the fucking military just doing what they're told for their job, but it just so happens that their job is and some of them I find are blind, right? And so like I think what you were trying to say too is like you don't fully agree with like the military and shit.
I don't.
And like I don't either, but like I get it. You need the military, you need like a fucking whatever, like protection system. But it's just I think especially in the States, it's like, yeah, hoorah, right? Or whatever. But really they don't know that, like you said, it's like really it's a game for the higher up people, like go get my money or like go get my shit.
Oh yeah. It's a mentality. You get brainwashed. Like I saw the people waking up at 3 a.m, doing push-ups, fixing their bed, like ready and like loving this shit.
Up at 3 a.m?
Bro, we woke up at 4 every morning, so they're up an hour early, ready. So it's like a brainwash mentality there. You can get like that,
shit.
But it's not just the States. It's like it's the States, U.S., China, Russia.
For sure.
You know, it's a group of them working together, but it's a group that's against it. Like the last war was over money. It was over the gold currency. Gaddafi was trying to change to in Libya or something like that. Was trying to change to gold currency, and China was with it, and Russia was with it, but America doesn't have any gold, so. They're against it. That's why you hear about the Hillary Clinton, Benghazi, and all of them scandals and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That was like, oh, we did all that with the military for some gold. Saddam, they found gold toilets and stuff in his house. Like they did all that for gold. Like bro, it's all a mental fuck.
Well, and you know how like so people say like 9/11 was like planned and that they did it to be like, hey, they did it, let's all get them, you know. And I believe that. And so my point is like with that same kind of theory, at one point I was watching the news. This is probably fucking 10 more years ago or whatever, something. Watching TV when news comes on or some shit, and they're like, oh, like a whole bunch of fucking oil was found. The two biggest places they found oil at that time were northern Quebec, had like a huge fucking deposit or whatever pocket of the shit, and then they found it in Syria.
Yeah.
And I fucking literally was saying for the next couple weeks, that fact, I'd say, yes, I heard this, but watch. There's going to be the new terrorist group in Syria, or there's going to be like whatever, right? It might have been 4 or 5 years later, like it might have been sometime later, but at some point, they're like, oh, ISIS, ISIS, ISIS. All I heard was ISIS, ISIS, ISIS. I'm like, wait, where are they from? Like Syria. I'm like, oh my god, I was fucking saying this, and it's not like fucking I'm right. It's just that I'm like, man, it's so predictable. Like
these 5 countries. Yeah. I forget his name. Some general. I'll look it up. But like, he said that like it was after 9/11. They said he got pulled into some office and was told that they're gonna start war with Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, Libya, and Iran, I guess, would be the last one.
Yeah.
And they're still working on that whole Iran angle. So look forward to that one in the future.
Yeah.
But and wait a minute.
They like pointed all that out. And this was like way before they went to war with Libya. You know, he'd said this. And then again, they went to war with Libya. And they went to war with Pakistan or whatever it was, you know. Like,
place by place. Just
one by one.
Setting it up. But we cannot let Canada slip away like that, right? Because my wife is native, so she's part native or something like that. So
we've already sold out to China a long
people,
time
but
ago,
what Canada did to their native people here, I've just watched the video a couple days. It's crazy. All the like native people they took and put in schools and camps and kids that they stolen, and it's like, damn. Right in like it seems nice on the outside, but in the inside, they're covering up a lot of stuff too here.
Yeah, so, it's true though.
Don't kill me though, y'all.
No. Well, and it's true though. Like they say, like the victors write the fucking history, or like the fucking whatever, right? So I mean, at the same time, like it's like, well, yeah, like you're not hearing about that shit because they don't want you to hear about. Man, I saw a thing one time, and it was, it's coming, man. Michael Moore. It was called Who Will We Invade Next or something like that, or Where Will We Invade Next? And so what the point was he goes around the States and he talks to everyone in the States about healthcare on every level, you know, and then like school on every level, like business on every level and shit, right? Like how much does this person make on the bottom? How much does this person on the top make? Like, and they did all the numbers for everything in the States for all this type of shit, like living arrangements and everything, whatever. Then they go to all these different countries and do the same thing there to compare them to the States. And I fucking totally forgot where I was going with this. Oh, sorry. Wait. Okay. Yeah, the history thing. Yeah. So what they did was they showed. I think it was in Germany. It was 100% in Germany. And what apparently, man, in Germany, I don't know if this was. They either weren't clear that, or I just forget. But I don't know if this is just in schools or if this is literally just all of Germany. But they said they take an hour a day to like learn about the Holocaust and shit. And they actually have like a really low crime rate, and their jails are like one of their jails has a fucking like a welcome video, and it's the guards like singing a song and shit. Like it's like and then showed a guy like living in a house that was like on a like jail compound, and he's like killer, and he's like cutting up food and shit and like cooking, and they all live in this house and shit. But so it just seems like it's like. And they don't get as big a sentence. His point is there's not as much fucking crime there and shit, right? And and they think that when they are showing people about the Holocaust, it's because they're showing like look at what people are capable of, but like look at what our people are known for or whatever. Like this will never, like we don't want this to happen type thing. That's not what they're teaching, but they think that that's kind of a subliminal message, right? Mm-hmm. So they're like, but in the States they like constantly hide shit out of history. And then it was a flash of like a bunch of different like pictures or videos or like whatever, and it showed this one picture that sticks in my mind, man, and it's a fucking like almost the size of a house, pile of bodies. And I don't know because it's all on fire, but I'm assuming that they were all black. And there was a fucking like big row of all these dudes, like big mustaches, nice like 3-piece suits and stuff, and they're all standing in front posing for a picture like they're the greatest and shit, right? And I was just like, what? And I'm like, not that I like didn't know any of that was existent, but I'm just like, if they pick that out for shit that they're like hiding, from you in history or whatever, like maybe we should start learning about like ourselves. Not that we're the States, but I just mean even in Canada, like maybe we should start learning more about these things, because even the native stuff, one of our buddies, shout out to Sars, and he actually fucking we discuss this sometimes heavily, and he's actually taught me a lot of shit, and I've kind of like at first was kind of like, well, whatever, you know, but then like he taught me a bunch of shit. I'm like, well, it goes beyond like just like a fucking like that one like the peace treaty or whatever, like you know what I mean, it's not just this one like thing. There's so much that we don't learn or know, right? I didn't know what the residential schools and shit were for the longest time.
So like just think about it. So Ottawa is in Canada. It's also Ottawa in Kansas.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
So, like the native people came from here and went to Kansas at one point in time and came back. Like it's all been connected. So the natives and people that were native here are still here. We just all call ourselves different things, and we don't know. So,
even too. Everybody. I always thought that like it was just like you know, when the British or whatever came here and like took over or whatever, there was, you know, everyone knows that there was like natives here or whatever, right? Or the indigenous or whatever, right? So to me, I just assumed like they were just all the same, right? Then I started learning about like different tribes and shit, and there's different like there's like the what do you call it? Is it Crees or whatever? Like there's like the fucking right here. There's like the Algonquin and the fucking whatever. But point is, I didn't know there was all that different shit, right? So even too, like when they came, there was all different fucking things, and I didn't realize that. I thought it was just like, hey, there's just like. There was like the natives here, and that's it. Like they were just all the natives, but like you said, there's the different fucking like. And I never knew that. I think that was that on our last show. You told me about the Ottawa thing, and I was like, oh shit, man! I'm like I didn't know.
Just think about it, man. It's a 19-hour drive from my house in Kansas City, or from Kansas City to here. 19 hours is not a long place. They just put a border and call it Canada and United States, when this is Turtle Island. This was Turtle Island.
Oh yeah, that's
and it's like, this is called Turtle Island. It's like it was all one, and they just putting a border and talking about a whole different place. Now we are all together. Like we gotta,
Is Turtle Island like flat Earth stuff?
No, that's
that's legit, like the old name for.
Yeah, well, I think you said that before too, but I didn't. I just was thinking because I don't want to get into it, but I just was watching a video the other day, and so whenever you said that, I was like, oh, I wonder if that's like something to do with the fucking flat Earth.
Love flat Earth.
You what?
I love the theories and stuff. I love it.
You know what I fucking never knew? And this is fucked up. This is something to me that is like, why would you do this unless it's true? Is like, and like anytime I see that shit, I'm like, that's so dumb. You're so dumb. You're all so dumb. You know what I mean? Like, that's dumb. But this fucking, man, the UN symbol is the same map that the flat earthers believe that the earth looks like. So I'm like, why would you use that as the UN symbol when that shouldn't even exist to them? They shouldn't even acknowledge it or whatever, right? Like, sure, it's like in history, but like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not just like it's not just they're in different places. So they're different shapes, and like it's all like
world map, right? But it's using the south or the North Pole as the center. That's the map that the flat Earth people.
It's basically like instead of the ball, it's like. It's basically we're saying it's an Arctic wall
but
around the whole thing.
But they even like look different too, though.
And
the center of that whole thing would be the North Pole, and all the other continents are around it.
Yeah, apparently it's just supposed to be just like even in the Bible it says.
Well, it looks all fucked up.
4 pillars on the firmament on top, so that's 4 pillars in a dome. So,
like, look, Africa's fucking bigger than fucking South America.
Right, but there's
insanely fucking.
There's reasons for that though, right? Like there's all kinds of videos you can watch on like the different ways to draw maps. Because it is hard to get a spherical image on a flat surface. without distorting some size. So like that's why like because most it's like American Central.
Man, but
like they use
like we have a fucking map. The teacher pulls it down like this, and it's an unfolded fucking globe. So why don't they just post that one?
Again, there's different. There's a bunch of different kinds of like maps, but like the ones that like the flat earthers specifically feel is the true map is the center of the North Pole. Ice wall around.
Right. I know what you're saying.
All the other
but
like,
yeah.
Tell me what's past Antarctica.
My house. Fuck, I don't know.
You get back around to the other side of the planet.
You think so? If it was that easy, we would fly that way.
You can't.
No one flies that way.
Well,
because the Earth spins this way.
You should be able to fly all the way around the Earth, right?
Yeah, true.
You can fly around.
And you also aren't allowed to go to the North or South Pole without like a guided tour or like permission and shit.
Come on now, it's a reason. It's a reason for everything.
Do you guys know about the seed fucking locker thing, the seed vault?
I've heard about that.
In the North Pole somewhere, there's like a fucking, probably right near Santa's place. There's a fucking like, man, it's all just snow, and then there's just like a fucking like cement thing that comes out of the ground with a door on it, and you like go in the door, and it's this huge warehouse that's all like seeds from different countries and shit. What? So if anything ever happens, they can like rebuild society and shit, and then they know that these things grow here and these things grow here, so we can go back and put them here and put them here, or like now we have these things or whatever, right? And like, man, I was like, that's fucked up. Like someone told me that, and I was like, yeah, whatever, like that's fucked up. But then I saw like they were going through it, and like they're opening up boxes, like these are from fucking Canada, and like these are from wherever, and they're showing like this is like whatever, like
you gotta preserve nature, man.
Yeah, that's fucked, man. But at the same time, like what else is like hidden like that?
Right?
Probably so much.
Man.
Everything. And what they do find, they burn. They don't want you to know it. They're not gonna tell you.
I saw a thing that said that Hitler moved to the States or whatever, and like his so when
he moved to Antarctica,
when they were able to like years later, when they were able to get the like technology to test someone's bones for like DNA or whatever, they dug up Hitler's body. And they said the conclusion was that it was like a 42-year-old female or something like that, and that had the fucking bullet hole in his head and shit like that. And then they show the fucking picture of like him dead or whatever, and he's got something wrong with his ear, but like he does in real life, but this picture he doesn't. And they were saying that he could see like he kind of looks feminine in the fucking like the body or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then they showed this. There's like these old guys, and they're like fucking. I don't know if they're actually Nazis or if they were fucking just like German dudes, but they all like ended up moving to like a national park in the States, and there's like a near the national park there's like some kind of like condo place, and they all live there, and then they have like a club or some shit or whatever. But it showed a picture of these guys, and it shows you couldn't see all of his face or whatever, but you could see part of his face, and you could see like his ear was fucked up like Hitler's. And the other thing is apparently fucking back in the day, like Hitler was experimenting with like having underground runways, and they were like making spaceships, or not spaceships, but like flying saucers
UFOs,
and shit. Yeah.
They were having UFO. It's like,
well, they were spotting shit like that around the tops of the mountains and shit in this national park or whatever. So they think that these guys were like fucking old. Like this is also too like this, like the one picture that they showed of him like old or whatever with the ear thing was either like the 80s or like early 90s maybe. So this is like a long time ago. But they're trying to say that like and they were all like old, like fucking like crippled men and shit. But they're trying to say that these like guys left and like went there and like, okay, yeah, like we're all done. Like we're just gonna experiment here. And like I guess they're saying all the like UFO shit they're seeing is because they have like underground fucking runways and all this shit or whatever.
Crazy.
I mean, it's not impossible. El Chapo did it. Get out of jail.
Man, that's
true.
But what did y'all
twice
actually,
too? Did he not?
Yeah.
What do y'all think about Hitler? Like,
good guy.
It's a weird side. Like, what do you think about innocent? Yeah, like, what do y'all think about Hitler?
Good guy. He's a good cook.
Like,
oh fuck.
Okay,
oh my god, I did not mean that way. I'm
so Hitler, right? I did a lot of research on this, and I was about to put out an album called Black Hitler, but it was gonna go too bad. But it's like he was saying a lot of stuff. He's like, watch out, basically, watch out, because the people that's coming to do this to my country is going to do this to your country once they find out who you are. And he was talking to America, and he was talking about like they're holding like. Oh no, it's deep. It's like deep. He was actually. It wasn't as bad as they make it to be because the victors is like writing.
They write the history. So like he was fighting the new.
We don't know where he's fighting the New World Order then, and they just telling us no. You better remember Nazi Germany. You better remember what he did to them. Like, well, hey, look how he's struggling now.
Yeah. Like, so one thing I will say to kind of like try and come back from what just happened, but yes, definitely a horrible person, did a lot of bad things, whatever, blah blah blah. But something I do have to say about Hitler that I never fucking knew, but apparently there's like a guy gave me a list of things that were like directly related to like thank you to like Hitler and his like experiment shit. But apparently there's a lot of biology shit, like insulin, I'm pretty sure was something that he discovered, or not he discovered, but like he had them like figure out or whatever. But there was like a bunch of shit, and it's like we have that. I mean, he was experimenting on these fucking Jewish people that he was like killing and shit or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So like horrible, but like at the same time we wouldn't have, or maybe not wouldn't have, but maybe not wouldn't have discovered as soon certain things or whatever. And again, that could totally be wrong as well, but
no, you good, bro.
I think of that.
It's true, though. I've heard of that before.
We don't know what exactly happened, so it's hard for people to just judge a situation and throw the blame at you because you're judging it. Like, we don't know what happened. He could be like, hey, they are invading us. Like,
yeah, well, like you said, it could be. We're just told this fucking. Like, he was doing this horrible fucking thing.
They break it down. This is some guys break it down like. All of his interviews, they break it down to what he's saying, and like, you know, like it's not as bad as he say, you know, not as bad as they say. So.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they always like blow it out of proportion. Well, not blow it out of proportion because it was like it's a world war. Of course, it's like
like 45 million people died.
Man, that's fucked up. You know what to think about? Sorry, real quick. That dude started a world war. Like, not single-handedly, but like his fucking cult following started. I just thought of that, like he like that's. Anyways, not that that's like something to brag about, but that's fucked up to be like. Sorry,
bro. If he was that powerful, he wouldn't have to run. Think about it. If he was that powerful, he wouldn't have had to run.
Well, he spread himself too thin.
He ran they say he ran.
And that's the thing. He did get a lot of like power and influence, and exactly right, spread himself too thin. Like, he was taking over all kinds of stuff, right? Like, again, like, I don't know, like, people are like, oh, if we didn't go to war, we'd all be speaking German right now, and they'd run the world. But like, there's all kinds of, like you said, the things that like the things they were studying or whatever. Like, a lot of these people went to work at like IBM and shit, and like, you know, for NASA even.
Like you just said something good. If we didn't go to war, we all be speaking German right now. Most of the world speaks English. Mm-hmm. Everyone has an English class. No, Iran, they speak English. Everywhere, they speak English. So, like, Americans, or not Americans, but whoever the UK. Yeah. Somebody won. Like, we're all one now. Like, we speak the same language.
Well, and actually, that fucking goes back to what me and Bisha were talking about, or I had mentioned to Bisha earlier. Yeah. Is I saw this picture, and it shows our $20 bill, and then it shows New Zealand's $20 bill. And so they're both plastic. We got our plastic idea from either New Zealand or Australia, but because they're like in the ocean and shit. But point is it's coming, man. It's coming. So yeah, the Queen was on both the bills, and I'm like, it's weird, like the Queen on these bills or whatever, right? And my buddy's like, yeah, everybody with everybody like under the Commonwealth or whatever is will have the Queen on like one of their on their money and shit, right? And I was like, wait, so like what the fuck? And then he was talking about like colonization and shit like that, right? And like not that I didn't know about it, but like he kind of put it into perspective. I'm like, whoa, am I? So, and then he said, he's like, man, the U.S., they, like, revolted or whatever, and they, like, are their own thing, and I guess, like, he was saying they, like, brag about that, like, we, like, broke away from the Commonwealth or whatever. But, point is, I was like, holy shit, I'm like, really, though, like, the Brits have, like, a huge reach on all these things, right? And, like, well, but...
They broke away, but
point
when the Queen comes, everyone knows, like...
Oh, yeah.
Harry and the other one, everyone knows.
But it's just now that just because you're saying like the UK and shit like that and whatever and like English and blah blah blah, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, it's because they're like going out like colonizing all these places and shit and like what the fuck?
Africa. Africa's owned by Britain and China.
Yeah,
like, whole Africa is owned like they're owning the world low key, you know.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's a lot of British influence here. Like was it Great Britain or what would it be?
Yeah, Great Britain. They took over like
the United Kingdom.
See, it's crazy. It's crazy, bro.
Wild.
Pretty good for a tiny little island.
Yeah, really, yeah.
Man.
Maybe that's they branched out that way because they're just like we're so small, so we just like we need all the big guys on our side. Like, we're gonna take over here.
Yeah. It was a hop, skip, and a jump, right? Like as far as just like boat travel is, to the rest of Europe, and then it's like you just go from there.
Bro, evil people.
Studio Kitty. Oh.
Yeah, Gordo was saying that insulin was discovered in Canada, actually.
Okay, well, fuck you then.
That's what I said. I'm like, thanks for the history check.
Well, it's good. Yeah. It's good to get the true fact, though. Thanks, Gord.
Maybe it wasn't that then, but either way.
Don't take anything we say here like.
For sure, yeah. Well, and that's why I said too. Like, I don't. Maybe like what I'm saying is false, but there's definitely some things that like they discovered, and it's not like yay thank you, but like we do have those things. It's like the silver lining, right? Or like well, at least we can take that away from it, or like like,
you're right, but if it was talks of UFOs and let's don't get it twisted, all of the medicines and everything they've been around just being recycled. Like, where are we getting this information? Are we getting this from another source, another planet? Like, is aliens real? Like, shit. Like, what's going on? Like,
I definitely think there's some kind of something out there, though.
Bro.
Oh, there has to be.
Oh, for sure.
Fuck yeah. There was a bug on Mars. I'm pretty sure.
Man,
like
there's people on
life.
There was it was like a spider or something.
What if they never
or something? Yeah. It was on the fucking like the rover thing, so like maybe it was on the rover originally, but
no, there's no way it would have survived.
Who took a picture?
Oh yeah,
it
true.
If it was on the rover.
There's cameras on the rover.
Yeah. Cameras all over. But all right, I just don't believe they went to space ever. I don't believe they left the dome yet.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all can go. We can. They have videos of like spaceships trying to leave the firmament, and you will see like a blue thing, like a.
I heard it's like water.
It's like a blue thing. You see, like it's like you can see it like pushing through. There's, I don't know. It's water. It's water.
Yeah, I heard there's
water everywhere.
There's a theory where people think there's water above us, but you know what's fucked up, man? And this is 100% real because I saw the video with my fucking own eyes. This guy is like in a fucking little fucking like submarine thing, and they're under the water or whatever, and they're going around, and he's explaining this, like he's narrating, explaining what's going on, and he's like, I came down, he's like, I came to the fucking floor of the fucking ocean or whatever, and he's like, and it looked like there was like a lake there. He's like, what the fuck? So it looked like he came to an edge and there was a lake or whatever, right? He could see a clear difference in that and this, and he went to like try and go into it, but he said it was so thick. So like they were saying too, it could be like some salt, like or not some salt, like salt that has made it like it's all settled to the bottom or whatever, or like, and it's made a different, like buoyancy or whatever. But point is that I saw that video like a while ago, but then someone was telling me that like there's a theory where people think that like when you get to the atmosphere, it's like water up there or whatever, and there's water above us and water below us, and the same as there's like this layer, there could quite possibly be another layer or whatever. Like they showed me a picture and everything, and actually that might have been Gord actually, but point is, I'm like, man, if you go back to that video of the guy going to the ocean and fucking hitting that layer, I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, that could be real, you know, because I'm like, they give me this theory, but I've seen this actual like video, so I'm like, huh, maybe, right? Like,
I don't know, maybe, and that's the only it's like
that one dude jumped from space. Man.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
he jumped from the atmosphere or whatever.
But I saw a video talking about
the pod drop,
how that was fake and shit. Like,
right.
I'm not saying it was. I'm just saying I saw a video. They were like showing like this is why, or like this is why, or like look.
There's no way. And I think like again, like I can't do these equations. You know what I mean? I can't I don't know how to fucking send a rocket to Mars.
Yeah.
You know, wait till the perfect time where the moon would be at the right spot to be able to like. Whatever, you know what I mean? But there's like there are intelligent people out there that have figured this shit out, which is why we have the internet, which is why we have, you know, all the like cars, all these things that we were figuring out is all due to like physics and thermodynamics and everything else. And it's like it's a lot of settled science that, like we've definitely been to space, like
or space has been to us.
Deep. Now we're getting into it.
Yeah. They said it's a call, and George Bush had received a call, basically saying we give you technology and everything, and there's a big conspiracy theory.
What? From what, aliens?
This is before iPhone came, like, and then all of a sudden we get all these new technologies. So. No, it's like in 2001. I don't know.
Shit, for real?
The aliens contacted.
They gave us cell phones?
No way.
No,
it could be though.
I mean, they're the ones that blew up the towers. How about that? Let's say. They said it blew from the bottom, like it blew from the
That's true. Basements exploded.
No.
God didn't do it. You did.
So what's on the list? 6ix9ine.
That's
Oh shit! What was it? It was something definitely going on with 6ix9ine. So that was
probably whenever he got out.
Remember
someone
Motive? He's like, man, it's funny because he came on with Classics or whatever, and
that's right.
He's like, man, he just noticed everything. We're like, oh, you want a water? He's like, whoa, man. He's like, that's a fucking 5-letter word. He's like, I just noticed that's a 5-letter word. I'm like, yeah, for sure. And then we sat here for a bit, like mid-podcast. He looks over, he goes, man, he's like, shout out to the whiteboard. Hasn't been used since episode 75.
I've been looking at that the whole time. I thought that said Picasso or something.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, is that my name?
Oh, he's gone. Yeah. Episode 75, Wu-Tang donation. Shout out to Wu-Tang for fucking helping out the Ottawa food drive.
Yeah, that's right.
And t-shirts. Oh yeah, we were probably promoting t-shirts, which we are going to promote right now. I don't have one on. They're coming in the mail. We got some sample shirts made up, and you're going to see them for the poutine review. It's going to be sick. I got a new poutine review coming out.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm glad I'm going through this old list because it's giving me ideas.
Yeah.
6ix9ine. Actually, you know what's funny too is because earlier you were talking about you were talking about Black Hitler. Yeah. And I was thinking that like you would have to like that would be like kind of like a 6ix9ine approach. Like you would have everyone would just be like so mad that they're following you or whatever. So it's funny because I read that again or whatever, and I'm like, yes, bring that up again. Sports are cool too. Calls, we're not taking any calls. Music, actually, you know what? Music. This fucking board has really helped us.
That's what it's there for.
What fucking, this is 124. So we are now 49 episodes later, and this checklist on this whiteboard is actually helping me out. Now we're at music. So actually, speaking of music, now that it's come up on this checklist, you want to spit some bars or what?
Like freestyle?
Yeah.
Let's put a beat on.
Yeah, we got a beat or something.
Beat on.
Hold on, I ain't used to just rapping. It's like put me on the spot. I ain't used to freestyling.
Oh, you can say no too, but
nah, let's play a beat.
All right, cool, man.
Where am I grabbing these from?
Should we do? Did Zach send you anything, or he's gonna?
No, we don't have anything yet.
So then do. Shit, man, I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess.
When we find the beat.
Continue with what we've been doing.
Yeah, man, what the fuck's going on? Oh, Quest. There we go. Quest and Bourbon on the Beat. Gang. There's also too. There's like you could go and find like one of their like albums. They gave this. There was like the whatever. There was like the number 2 something number 2 like
CD or whatever.
That's right.
Gangsta shit.
Oh wait, no, I'm in the wrong one. What was it again? What was it called again?
What's that?
The beat tape.
Yeah.
That's right. I'll just send it in if you're not feeling it. Just say next.
Oh, Bob.
Can turn that up.
You can turn it up. Shout out Quest on the beat. Maniac. Yeah. Lost it all in one night. I went and got it back. I'm in 4G. I'm about to rap. I just got through flipping me a pack. I got more on the jack. Gonna hit my line. I still got the same digits. I'm the maniac. They can't fuck with it. I'm the maniac. I'm the hot 16, drop a 32. You already know. Yeah, I fucked up. I got fucked up on camera. Oh shit.
You want to keep going?
Nah, let's turn the beat.
All right, yeah.
I gotta do it. You got some like trap beats. All right.
Pop a Quest on the beat.
Yeah. You get crossed between the moments when you living for your afterlife. Root of all evil, but seem perfect in my eyesight. It vibe the rhythm when my hustle start to take flight. But when inside of sight, the golden restless nights, my hungry appetite, and I fed my soul good. Had some kryptonite, nicked and picked with white. My clientele raised, yeah, it took flight. But I won't let my guard down off a little height. Gas, no break, probably run at light. Cause life run in a rhythm. After you clutch it, just floor it, no discussion. You my fam, bro, you do not owe me nothing. Y'all help me vibe better, y'all help me strive farther. I never played it by the rules, I'm doing it just like Sean Carter. Yeah.
Yo, shout out Pic Mayne.
Hey, man. Gang.
Hell yeah, bro. That's the rap segment.
That's the first freestyle in a while. I think
it has been a while, man.
For sure.
Shout out to Donnie Dumphy though. He did that little. He did a little jib rap for us.
That's right.
But yeah, it's the first time we have like in the studio rapping in a
while.
while.
I started getting ready. Like,
yeah.
Since we
voice getting there, I started getting mad.
Yeah.
Like I ain't about to mess up.
Hey, yeah, that was tight. Man. Well, you want to answer some questions?
Hell yeah, man.
Should we do that? We may have done it already, but we'll do it regardless since you're here in person, right? All right, man. So pizza or tacos?
Pizza.
Powerade or Gatorade?
Gatorade.
Gin or vodka?
Like vodka. Nah, hold on. Nah. I get some gin. I get some gin instead of vodka any day.
Would you rather take a plane or take a train?
Plane.
Tattoos or piercings?
Tattoos.
Boobs or booty?
Yeah, loves titties, but no ass.
Yeah. Would you rather be stuck in deep sea or outer space?
Since outer space doesn't
Yeah,
exist.
yeah.
Deep sea.
That's hilarious. Would you rather never laugh again or never use your smartphone again?
Never use my never use my I want to laugh. I want to never use the phone.
Smartphone, yeah. Would you rather be gossiped about or never talked about at all?
I want people to talk about me. Like, I don't care if it's good or bad, just as long as they're talking, because Kanye said if they're not saying, I'll be more pissed if they ain't saying nothing. So
that's right. Would you rather forget who you are or forget who everybody else was?
I won't forget who everybody else is.
Yeah.
Never forget. No. Wait a minute, because I can be. I want to forget who I was because I can make a new me. Like all the flaws and shit that's holding me back.
And like find
from
yourself
this.
again.
Yeah, like I can make a new me if I forget who I was, so I can just go to who I think I am. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's a hell of a question.
I like that. I like the answer. Shit, man. That's
fucking right. Would you rather be born with an elephant trunk or a giraffe neck?
Gotta be an elephant trunk. You know how cold they are? They do everything.
That's right. It's true. You can do a lot. Would you rather be forgotten about or hatefully remembered?
Oh, just forget about me if you're gonna remember me and hate.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck?
I'm gonna take that one because them 100 will get me.
Would you go about your day naked or fall asleep for a whole year?
I go naked. A year? That's a year.
Damn right, man.
I love your attitude there. No question in your mind, like you were about to do it now. Like, like shit, yeah, like let's go, like, is that what I have to do then? Yeah.
Shit.
Okay. Would you rather live one life that lasts 1,000 years or live 10 different lives that last 100 years each?
Well, 10 different lives that last 100 years. What if I don't like that one life of 1,000?
It's a long fucking
my
life,
odds out of 10, I might have at least 5 good lives, right?
Yeah. Would you rather have 2 million followers or $2 million?
$2 million, of course. Wait a minute. That's something like, are you saying, because if I got $2 million, I'm gonna get 2 million followers because I'm gonna look like money. Like they gonna want to follow me if I got $2 million.
Then you can make the money, right?
Yeah.
Make more money off the followers, right?
Yeah, but no, them followers. What if them 2 million followers are like Tekashi's 2 million?
No, but man, if you have 100,000 followers, you can get up to $5,000 a post for sponsors and shit. So they give you an outfit, you wear that shit, fucking up to $5,000 a post. So you get fucking $2,000 just to post a picture of you in a fucking pair of sneakers or some shit that they gave you. So, oh shit, I'm down. So if you have, and that's 100,000, so you have 20 times that. So now you're getting what? You're getting $40,000 to make the picture, maybe some shit. Man, Kylie Jenner makes a fucking killing at this shit.
And then out of that 4 million or that 2 million, you can lose it all. You can spend it all.
It's all gone. Yeah, now you don't have the followers or the money.
There it is.
Like, hey, so that's a hard question. Like, I want them. I don't know. I'm gonna make some money off them followers. Give me them 2 million followers, and I'm gonna make some money off of it.
Lock it in. If you could choose one skill to obtain instantly, what would it be?
Of course, go invisible.
Yeah, go invisible.
In the bank, all they see is bags of money. Hey, good day, sir.
That's great. That's a great answer. If you were to lose one of your 5 senses, what would it be?
My smelling. so I can smoke bad weed and not trip about it. Yeah, it's good. I don't smell it. It kind of don't taste that good.
It's a super common answer.
Yeah.
And even if someone answers something else, it ends up like they're like, no, wait. And they go all around to smelling. And it's like, oh, wait, yeah, I know it smell. That's the one.
The smell go without it. I want to see, I want to feel.
Damn right, man. All right, last but not least. So you find a book and you start to read it. You get to the point where you've picked up the book. Do you put it down, or do you wow, I'm fucking this one right up. Do you continue reading knowing that it holds your future, or do you put the book down?
I want to read it.
Yeah,
I'm not scared of
your future.
Yeah, because I can change it.
Man,
I done had too many different lives.
So usually whenever we do this, I always have like a bunch of interruptions with like random like off-topic stories and fucked up shit. But was it Ocean that said this? And this is something that I was like, oh, we'll add that to the questions. But I was like, you know what? I'm like, I'll just make it one of my fucking like things. But would you rather know when you're gonna die or how you're gonna die?
I want to know. I want to know. No, I want to know, like, I don't know. That's deep, because I don't want to know, like, how, because then I'm going to, like, say I'm going to die from a car wreck. I'm going to be scared to get in the car.
That's what I said, exactly, yeah.
So,
but he said, what if they give you, like, minor details? Like, he said, what if it's, like, 3 liters of water? He's like, man, you gonna drown on it, or like, what's gonna happen, right? And I was like, oh man, I have like a gallon jug of water I carry around, and if that's full and you hit someone with it, or if it fell on you or whatever, so it's just like, how is this 3 liters of water gonna kill me? So even if they're just like, so maybe they might not say car accident, they just say like, fucking car, and it's just like you're like working on the car and it falls on you or some shit, or like, you know what I mean? It's not necessarily a car accident, or it's like, you know, so you don't get the full detail, you just get like, I don't know.
What's you're working on the car and the 3-liter jug of water falls off and like hits the fucking thing that's holding
the jack, like,
yeah. Final destination.
Oh man, see, that's why I wouldn't. Yeah, tell me the date, because I just prepare and prep. I'm going out, y'all. Like, hey, all right, y'all. We're gonna kick it. We're gonna party these last couple weeks. Well, then you can
kind of like plan for it too, right? You're not gonna like. You're obviously like, okay, well, like it's in 3 months, so like I can't really commit to anything. And I can also give you guys some time to be like, hey, like see you guys later. Like fucking, let's one more like hurrah, right? Peace out. We're just waiting for it to happen here now, like or whatever, right? But we were saying too, what if you tried to like hide from it or whatever, and you're like, oh yeah, no, like you don't know what's gonna happen, but you're like, I know that it's gonna be now, so then you're like, hey, I'm just gonna like hide in my basement by myself or whatever, right? And like the plane like falls through your house and like kills you in the basement or some shit, you know? And you're like, oh shit, like it was gonna be that time no matter what, or like, you know.
Are y'all like scared of, or do y'all fear death? Or
I honestly think, what did Buddy say? Or was it last weekend, or someone said this to me the other day? You're actually born with 2 fears. Falling, and it's coming. Something else. Falling. No, because you're just a baby, right? You don't know.
Right.
So it's falling and something else. Falling and, but those are the only like instinctual fears when you're born,
right,
or whatever, right? But all the other ones are like created from
experiences.
Like like learning about shit, right? Like think about it, like you wouldn't be afraid to touch the hot fire because you don't know that the fire is hot yet, right? But then you're like, oh, now it's fucking hot. I forget what the other one was, falling and something. I'll probably get a text in a bit and it'll be my brother telling me. But
have y'all ever had a dream where y'all just like falling off of a building or something? Like, then you wake up like, oh, bro, that's true. That falling thing is true, man.
It's fucking trippy, yeah.
Yeah.
But I wish I could remember the other one, and I remember what it was on. It was on the Pat McAfee show, but the fuck was it? And you know what's funny is if my brother doesn't tell me what it was, I will probably remember at some point throughout the weekend, and I'll get a message like, hey, it's this shit. But yeah, to answer your question, though, I also realized I just went on a tangent when you asked me a question, but I think one of my like biggest fears is death, but like At the same time, like now, like that's what I always said. I don't fear anything but death. But like now, like or not now, but like I have a kid, so like thinking of that, I'm like, okay, that bigger fears, like like things happening to him, or like me not being able to do like things, you know what I mean, for him or whatever. So then it's like, okay, like I have more fears. But originally, I actually had a girl ask me one time. She's like, "What do you fear the most?" And I was just like, nothing. And she's like, "You're not like afraid of spiders?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm like afraid of, like, I don't really want the spider on me and shit, but like I'm like, ooh, like fucking and kill it and shit, or like I don't really want your snake to be like on me and shit like that. That's fucked up." But like I'm not like afraid of them, or like it's not like a big it's not like a big
snakes and what's your snake on me? Big.
Well, I only say your snake because I assume I'm not getting a snake, but yeah, it's like it's like, okay, yeah, but I'm not like scared of that, I'm not like fucking, and yeah, I'll probably like be like scared of it in the moment, but it's not like a thing that like haunts me. The only thing that haunts me is that like you're gonna die and you never know. Man, the one thing that makes me feel the smallest is death. Like standing at a grave or some shit, it's like, man, like I feel it's so weird. Have you ever seen The Simpsons where she fucking takes her tooth and puts it in the fucking little dish, and then it like starts a like little like colonization, and she's like looking at it in a microscope, and there's like people living on there, and there's like the king, and like they're all like in love with her or whatever because she like created it, like she's God and shit.
Oh shoot, The Simpsons is crazy. Okay, so they have a episode.
But I was thinking, what if we're that? What if we're like some little thing and we don't even matter? It's just like a split second to the rest of the fucking whatever.
They can break the glass anytime and we gone.
Well, yeah, and it's like, because it's just like, and that's the one thing that makes me feel the smallest is death for sure.
Hey, y'all ever see the Simpson episode? Oh, my bad. Y'all see the Simpson episode to where it's like they're in the dome and they're trying to get out?
Yeah.
But the little Maggie or the little... Oh, yeah, that might be the movie.
Is it the movie?
Where they go in from underneath, see on the other side, they in there. Bro, the Simpsons predict the future. They predicted Donald Trump.
Dude.
They predict everything.
Man, they predicted the God particle, man.
Bro, they predicted that we're on the flat earth and that's a firmament around us. So, shout out the Simpsons, man. They always doing conspiracy theorist jobs.
Yeah, that's great.
See, I saw a thing that was showing that they were like talking about that same thing with the dome thing, the same episode, but what they were talking about was like doing that to like cities that like got real bad with COVID or whatever. Like it was obviously like a joke or a meme or whatever, and you're just fucking around, but they're like, oh yeah, the Simpsons got it right. Like, yeah, just like, oh, you guys all have it there, like boom, you're in the dome and that's it. Like, see you later, right?
Hey, can I ask y'all some questions? Like,
yeah.
Okay, so podcasts. Let's talk podcasts. Like, who are y'all like? Can I know y'all like top 3 or top podcasts y'all listen to?
I listen to Joe Rogan, Joey Diaz, and No Jumper.
No Jumper.
No Jumper, Joe Rogan. Usually I've been listening to Steve-O a little bit.
Steve-O got podcast?
Yeah.
Is it crazy?
It's not bad. It's cool, yeah. What else? I listen to a Formula One podcast from time to time because I like to follow Formula One. But yeah, man, podcasts are cool just for entertainment now.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. I guess Joe Rogan is a big one. That's one I definitely listen to a lot. And Harmontown was a good one that I listened to for a while.
Yeah, $1 million worth of game too.
Obviously. Oh yeah, you gotta have. Oh, so yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, what's doesn't Nori has one too that I listen to?
Drink Champs. Yeah. Actually, you know what? I haven't really seen that. I see clips from that because I follow him. And then same with fucking Talib Kweli. He has one. I've never watched a full one, but I've watched some of his clips, and some of his clips are like pretty long. Yeah, like this, I just feel like I'm like one of those dudes. I'm like, I'm already like doing this. Like I'm already like watching this podcast or these podcasts. I'm like, I want to go into that. It's like when you're watching like going through on Netflix watching a show, and you're like, well, there's no point in starting that other show because you're like, well, I'm already watching this one, right? So I don't really like dive into other shit. Right. So I just see like they're fucking
comes to you when it's supposed to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I was listening to this one a little bit. It's called Hell Has an Exit podcast, I think, and it's like it's mostly about like people that have like fucking like were in some bad situation or whatever, and like got to the other side. Like some dude like shot himself in the fucking head, and the bullets like lodged in his fucking face somewhere or some shit, and it's just like that's just the way he is now or whatever. But he's like he's alive and shit, and so it was like. And they had a podcast with him. Anyway, so I started listening to that a bit, but again, I was like, well, I don't want to like dive right into this because I'm missing all the other shit that I usually listen to, you know?
Yeah, that's crazy.
See, I listen to Joe. I listen to Joe Budden.
Yeah.
I listen to $1 Million Worth of Game.
Yeah.
I like Joe Rogan. When I caught his he did a interview on the podcast with Eric Snowden, I think.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was good.
That was a good one.
Yeah. See, that's the thing is I don't listen to all of them. It's like sometimes
that like really pop.
Yeah, if I really want to hear them. But the other thing is sometimes I'll just scroll through and be like, oh, there hasn't been anyone on recently or whatever, or I just don't want to listen to whatever. So I'll scroll through and just find like there's one. Actually, my buddy told me to listen to this one, but there's one. It's this fucking doctor. He's like black dude, dreadlocks, like whatever. But he's sitting there wearing he's like this fucking doctor, whatever, and he's wearing a t-shirt that has the chemical molecule for meth on it. Okay. He's like fully in support of doing drugs. Like he's like, if I have an interview, he's like, I'll usually do some kind of drugs the night before because I feel like I'm always on my like best, or like not on my best, but like my brain's running the best when it's the next day after doing drugs. Like he'll do like heroin and shit like that and like whatever. He's totally down, but he's like, if you saw him and I didn't tell you that, you'd be like, you would never think any of that. Like he's just like totally normal dude. But yeah, he's totally like he's an advocate for it. He's talking about, he's like, man, he's like, oh, you've never done cocaine to Joe Rogan? He's like, no. He's like, I've been around. He's like, I've just been lucky. Like, you know, I never got into it or whatever, right? He's like, no, man. It's the best thing ever. He's like, go to somewhere that fucking like they like one of the islands where they like have it and shit. He's like, oh, it's the best. And he's like, so what? You're telling me if I do like good cocaine, he's like, it's gonna be a good experience. He's like, oh, it's the best. He's like, take your girlfriend so you guys have like a good night and shit, whatever. And he kept pushing that. He's like, yeah, you and your girlfriend, whatever. But he brought it up so many times that finally like they had almost like planned it out on the show, like, okay, yeah, like, so you want to go to fucking like Cuba or whatever? Like, okay, yeah, like, all right, yeah. And he's like, your wife and my wife and we'll all go together and shit, like so whatever. But they're talking about going to do cocaine and stuff.
So you think Joe Rogan ain't did cocaine before?
He said he didn't, but you know he did.
He be doing line after line. I can see it. He smoked too many blunts and shit tonight. Nah, just play.
I think what it is he's probably done like such a little amount of it that he just like he just says no, I've never done it. Because even too, whenever he talks to Joey Diaz, like Joey Diaz even references, he's like, you were never like that, eh? Like he's like,
I didn't like his interview with Kanye though.
I never watched that yet.
A couple.
He just sat there and listened to him. I love Kanye, but I will ask him everything. I will ask him the real questions, like, you know, say what's up. Joe Rogan kind of business. He was his friend the whole interview.
He's also too Joe Rogan though. He's the kind of guy too. Like, so I do a lot of fucking like, or I shouldn't say a lot. I have watched some videos on like different shit like this, and so like they say Joe Rogan. So one thing is like you want them to say stuff, so you want them to talk, right? So if they want to keep talking about that, then let them do it. So whatever. So then you might not even get those things in. But the other thing is I saw a video talking about how Joe Rogan is like a lot of the time isn't really asking a question. He's like making a statement or like just bringing up something, and then the other person just goes like and says a bunch of shit. So like I feel like sometimes Joe Rogan and Adam 22 are very like, yeah, that's interesting.
yeah.
And it's like they're kind of like, it's almost like they're like bored or whatever, but it's just because they're just like, even Adam 22 said, he's like, I only have so many things I can say, right? He's like, how else can I say to you that like I liked what you said, or like I understand what you're saying at this moment or whatever. He's like, so like yeah, and like whatever. But how that relates is so sometimes I feel like with Joe Rogan, it's like you're not asking enough questions, but he's saying the right things to get the answers or whatever. But the other thing is like he can be very like, yeah, that's interesting, yeah, or like, oh, crazy, or like whatever, like, you know.
Like
but
how comfortable you are, like if someone's talking about something that I don't necessarily know a lot about, it's hard for you to like maybe come up with like all
true.
or, like, get involved with something, but it's like something you're more confident in. You like
engage.
Yeah,
it's easier to engage, exactly.
And when you say that too, I feel like Joe Rogan is the type of guy that he doesn't really want to speak on something if he doesn't know. Because he even says too, he's like, someone said, and he's like, you're a smart guy. Like, yeah. He's like, no. He's like, I'm not a smart guy. He's like, I just remember what smart people say.
Yeah, exactly. That's good. Yeah, man. Just wanted to know y'all take on it. Like, what do y'all plan on? Where do y'all plan on taking this podcast as far as what y'all are y'all trying to get picked up? Like
Barstool Sports, man. Not on Barstool, but we're gonna make our own Barstool Sports.
Yeah, that's a fact.
type thing.
That's a
like
fact.
have
That's
a little
fact.
like umbrella thing.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I just watch, like, just pay attention to like the stuff like Joe Budden them did wrong. How how they had that Spotify deal, they lost it. And all
really?
of that, yeah, they lost it. So it's a tricky game with this Spotify or the podcast stuff, but y'all got a lovely thing going.
Yeah, man.
It's gonna be very
Appreciate
profitable.
that, bro.
I swear it will. I know it will. Like, keep
fuck,
going.
Thanks, man. Actually, you know what? Speaking of Joe Budden, though, is I actually I see clips and shit from his, but he's one that I have wanted to actually like sit down and watch an episode of, like pick someone that I want to see and then like play it so I can see how his podcast is, because I see a lot of people talking about him and shit like that, and like some people I feel like you either love him or you hate him, I guess is the scenario, because you see some people that are like no, and other people like, oh man, like did you see this, and like whatever. So I felt like I wanted to get into him, but again, it's like that.
Then you gotta
I'm already watching these, or I'm doing this.
Then you can't just jump in right now, because right now, I mean you can, but right now and they going through a rough time. Like his two co-hosts, like went on type of strike or something.
Oh shit, man.
There's a lot of stuff going on with just him. So you watch it now, it's like you'll see a real calm, like a real focus, like a Joe. But a couple months ago, he was hype, he's screaming.
Yeah.
Before that, beefing with Drake, like it's just a little. That's what make it exciting, because he's an artist that's going through.
Wait, who was beefing with Drake?
Joe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was beefing with. I mean, recently he was beefing with the Migos, but you remember Joe Budden with the diss tracks of Drake diss tracks?
No. What?
No, I don't.
When? So this will
Y'all
be a while
never heard?
ago.
Oh man.
This will be a while ago when it knocked
man.
up.
Listen to "Making a Murderer" by Joe Budden. It's the best diss track that was underrated. I've heard. Like, it's called "Making a Murderer."
I'm gonna save it on my
It's
Spotify.
the diss Drake. It's just Drake was kind of ignoring him until that song. She was like, "Pump, pump, pump it up." She got a big something.
Yeah, that was Joe's big.
I'm not a one hit wonder. I'm not a one hit wonder. They know all my stuff.
Yeah,
He was dissing Joe.
Right.
Pump, pump, pump it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
You know what's a good track from Joe is fucking She Don't Put It
She
Down.
don't put it down, like.
Oh, it's so sick. There's another one too. Fucking, there's a few that my buddy showed me at one point, and I was like, man, actually, you know what? I like this guy. There's a few rappers like that. I was like, didn't really care for them, and then later was like, who's this? I'm like, I like this guy. They're like, that's this guy. Oh, I didn't really pay attention.
Yeah, I like him. He real anti-establishment, and I swear, if Eminem would have done right when he had him in Slaughterhouse, he would have been the next Eminem, because I mean, with bars and like Joe had everything, didn't have the pushing. He got blackballed by Def Jam and Jay-Z, and it basically blackballed him. That's what kind of slowed his trajectory down. So, from my perception,
Right.
Yeah.
Crazy. Fuck, what's your favorite color, man?
I don't have it. Red.
You got some red over there or what?
Yes, sir. I believe we do.
Some stickers and shit.
Yeah,
So yeah, I just saved that song on my Spotify, so I'll check it out
Making a
after.
Murder.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a fact.
It said part 1. Is there a part 2 or what?
Nah, Drake didn't respond. So
Oh, I see. Yeah.
he didn't make the part 2.
That's hilarious.
And when Drake responded, he was done rapping. He had retired already, so. Yeah.
One of those is red.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Gang.
Appreciate it.
Red and purple.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, fucking.
Shout out to everybody watching.
Yeah, shout out to everybody watching. Thanks for tuning in. Tell them what you got going on, what you want to say, where to find you, all that shit.
I got dropped the EP called Attention vs. Love. Find me at Pic Mayne on all platforms. I'm stamped as the king of Iran. I got this big hit coming out with Romasta from Russia. It's a big, I swear it's a radio hit. It's called My English, or I forget the name in Russian, but yeah, it's dope as fuck. So just follow me at Pic Mayne on YouTube, everything.
Gang. All right. You already know what to do.
Yeah, on the watch.
Shout out Queen Soup, but I want to shout out her Sub-Zero coming soon, her album.
Yeah. Right on. Right. Like I said, we'll have to fucking reschedule that. I actually fucking forgot for a bit. But any motherfucking way, this is the 4G Audio Podcast, and I'm Styles the Prophet, baby.
I'm B Show.
And I'm Jonesy.
And this is Pic Mayne, gang. Episode 24 in the books. Thanks for tuning in. Peace out, everybody.
Yeah.